Boom, there we go. Now, let's see how everything holds together because it doesn't look like it's going to be stable for long. Welcome, Morning Mindset. I'm Todd. How are you today? Remember, here's what I need from you. I just completely went blank there for a second. Oh, five things. Yeah, five things. So first up, I need to know, one, if you can hear me, see me, all that. Perfect. Two, I need to know what are your five things you're going to accomplish. Now, like I said, we make a list every day of here's things that we need to accomplish for the next day. So when we come in the morning, that's before we leave. We come in the morning, we can go right into our list, add other things that might have come in, and go from there. So we've got our five things. I need to know where you're at, what's in your cup, and what the weather's like. Here it's mid 40s, cloudy. It's March, so I'll take it. We're still got the white monster rolling through there, and our five things. We got a list today, but we got DTF. We've got to print out. We've got mock-ups. We got to send out for approval. We've got invoices that we need to do. We've got to source some products, and we've got to order some products. So, not too bad, but those are the five most important things we need to get done today. So let's check in and see how everybody is doing this morning. This morning? Yeah, that sounds way better. Kelly, good morning to you. Chilly there in Cali, still raining. I know, man. Getting hit with all kinds of weird weather out there. Rain and snow in areas it shouldn't be, right? I was amazed at some of the pictures I seen by friends over the weekend. Seeing snow-capped palm trees was quite entertaining on my end. I will say that. And coffee in the cup. Can't go wrong with that. Good morning to you, Darren. What's up, Chuck? How are you doing this morning? 71 and cloudy in Central Florida this morning. Water in the cup. That does not sound like a bad way to wake up there. Barb, good morning to you. North Central Minnesota, 25 degrees and overcast. Water in the cup. And Barb's already on it with her five things. She's got quotes. She's got DTF. She's put new sewing chair together. Ooh, what makes it? It's going to come off stupid. Is it just a regular chair you're calling a sewing chair? Is it a special kind of sewing chair? Because you know me, I know this much about that realm. So I'm always up for learning more. Repair a seat cover and some digitizing to test embroidery. Love that. Love that. FU Facebook user. Ooh. Facebook user, good morning. Now, StreamYard and Facebook don't always play nice together, so the way that we fix that is if you just head over to, right there, boom, head over to a Fat Dad Live. That will get you into our YouTube channel, and then from there, then we'll be able to see, who you are. And then while you're there, make sure to like, subscribe, and do all of that fun stuff. Now, who else do we got? Who else? Renee, sound is good. I saw that, so that's why I continued on. And 46 and soon to be raining in Chicago and water in the cup. So last night we got some rain here. May it was probably 11 or so is when it started up. Yeah, because it was like, oh, are we supposed to get anything? And it looked like it was hitting a little north of us. By a little north, I mean just a couple miles north. Because the lightning put on quite the display, and then it would just we would get some sprinkles and that. But yeah, it doesn't. It's March. I'll take it over snow, right? George, good morning to you. See you when you get in here. Windy, morning snow. Got 4 inches overnight. I'm over hearing this. Like, once March gets here, kind of done hearing about snow. I just want it to be done and over with. Just finished shoveling. Coffee in the cup. Well, relax. Take a load off, Windy. Stretch. Do all that. Stay whatever that is. Loose. That's what it is. Stay loose. Good morning. Another Facebook user. FU Facebook user. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, if you head over to Fat Dad Live, you'll get into our YouTube channel, and then we'll be able to see you. Nice here in Dallas, Georgia. What's nice? What's nice over there? Dallas, Georgia. I might be able to know who that is through Dallas, Georgia, but I'm not off the top of my head. But what is nice there for? Renee's five things. Update orders, photo completed orders, which if we're not doing that, we all should be doing that. Make sure you're taking pictures of all of your stuff so that way you can use it in your marketing, in your websites, in your social media posts, everywhere that you can. 3, cut, package, and ship brownies for my niece. Ooh, brownies sound good today. 4, source keychains for a realtor. Love that. And ooh, look at that. Running rubber stamps for 5. That sounds like a great day there. Linda's 5 things. Organizing a league soccer uniform order. Cut names and numbers for the jerseys and backpacks. Edit soccer game photos. Edit Little League photos. And composite cheer team photos. That sounds like a very productive day, Linda. Good for you. Chuck, How were the pups last night? One, most of them don't care. So one will just sleep. The other one just kind of stares at the sky and stares at the ceiling and just shakes when she hears thunder. And the third one, now that Krista is on her own, he was usually sleeping with her in her room, and so which was down in the basement. And now he's upstairs, and he is not used to hearing these sounds, so he barks at everything. And it's a transition period for sure. I will say that it is a transition period for sure. Linda, look at that, 64 in Central Texas, man. That's not bad at all. And Wendy's 5 things. Oh, yes, Wendy. How did your event go? It looked like things were going well, weren't they? Put away items from this weekend's event, order, bid, payroll, production schedule, and update web stores. Very productive Monday. And Renee said it started raining here about 10 p.m. last night. Not sure how long it lasted, but it's about to start up again. Yeah, this morning, I haven't looked out the window to see, but it was not raining on my way in this morning. But who knows? It could be raining now. I guess I should go look out there. And Barb, they're in, what is that? Down in Texas. Yeah, Spark in the Cup. Very nice. Kelly's quotes, racing decals, promo orders, engraving, and sublimation. That sounds like a great day. And can't speak this morning. Barb says things, add to the website, list de-stash items, clean my daughter's room out. Does she know you're cleaning it out? I want to know how that's going to turn out. Add to Etsy shop and research new materials. What kind of new materials are you looking to research there, Barb? So for us this week, this week, who knows? Who knows how it's going to play out? We've got some stuff that we are working on for bids out there for other jobs. I know we've got a couple ones in the pipeline of stuff of just, not huge orders or anything, but a couple corporate orders that come in. We're already getting requests for Easter shirts on the bulk side. So we got some artwork that came in over the weekend from that. We'll see if we can use it. If not, we got to go back and forth on that. The other thing that we got going on this week is coming into this. Remember, this next Sunday we get to spring forward. We get to move the clock's head, so that's always nice to me. That's when I know, okay, spring's almost here. It's almost here. It's almost here. I know we'll still get snow into April, but it would just be nice, to get that time back. Yesterday did some pulled pork on the smoker, and it was gorgeous out in the morning, and then it got cloudy and just kind of meh. And then later in the day, the sun peeked out for a little bit, and then it got meh again. And I just wanted to, be nice. I'm not looking forward to mud season. If anybody that has pets, then there is, how that, or outside dogs, dogs that go outside. Like, I'm assuming everybody has dogs, they go outside. They don't go inside. It's kind of weird for me to say. But, the mud. And, it's just a matter of, what do? You try and wipe off their paws before they come in. They trample all over everything. You're trying to wipe, it's just a nonstop battle. So, we have that mud season, which is always fun. The P is silent. Got it. Pflugerville, right? Pflugerville. Did I get it that way? It is close to me. The P is silent. Good. No. So, sorry, no, it sounds like an F. So, Pflugerville. Yeah? Can't type this morning, Linda? I can't type either. Like, my typing skills are not the greatest by any means. I am not a typist. I am not a English major dude. I am not there with it. What's Barb got? Or what's Barb got here for us? Sewing chair is an eager knot. See, I can't even talk. Ergonomic mesh chair with different wheels, so thread does not get caught. Oh, I'll replace a padding garment. Replace a padded gaming type chair that was bothering my lower back. I didn't even think about that. I had that where I ran over a USB end on Friday, which was fun and exciting. Which Friday was a crazy day in general. We had a lot of stuff going on that we were trying to get set up for, which is why we didn't do our bundle drop. I mean, I have it right here ready to go. So now I get to decide, are we going to try and do it before our next scheduled one next Thursday? I don't know, because we do have a lot going on this week, and to throw in another live during the day. I don't know. It's not becoming a chore, but it's becoming where I need to schedule my day better to make sure things go well. Because if not, then things go bad, and I don't like that. So we're gonna work on that. So Thursday, maybe we'll have it, but I've got it ready to roll. And that one is all Easter gnomes, so I need to get that one out because it's Easter stuff. Tomorrow, Tuesday with Todd. I went back and looked because we were talking. What were we talking about? And I knew the conversation came up about doing fundraising for yard signs and that because it was something that we had done. And so I said, hey, yeah, we can for sure talk about that. But then I realized that what we talked about on last Tuesday with Todd was, I had a question about Chat GPT. And while I am by no means an expert on it, we do use it on the regular, and by on the regular, I mean at least daily within our business and things that we use it for product descriptions. We're trying to get it to write some codes for some websites that'll do that for us. Ideas for content, ideas for posting. So there was the talk of doing that on Tuesday with Todd tomorrow. Just kind of a general overview of what it is. And each day it gets better and better and better. I'm finding new things with it, new ways to use it. And it is a very good tool to have in your toolbox. Will it replace some things that you currently have? Maybe. There are some things I think if you're not currently doing, it will help you do. A lot on my end is just the idea generator, where I have something here, but to bring it here, I can't sometimes just make it work. So if I'm able to put this idea in there to good old Chat GPT, and then it will spit out some content, that definitely helps. What it might not be perfect, it gives me the framework to be able to do some of the things. So I think that's something that we can all use in our business. There's a lot that goes along with it. Writing follow-up emails, writing sales emails, responses. There's a lot that it can do. But remember, it is only as good as the information that you put in it. So I believe that's what we're going to do on Tuesday with Todd. Just kind of have that general chit-chat of Chat GPT inside of our business. And Darren's 5 things. Drop off more tax stuff. That sounds like fun. Drop off flyers at my station for the store I created. Very nice. Drop by another station to get approval for epoxy countertop. Ooh, yeah. That'll be sweet. Cut coaches award and order sublimation plaques. Look at that, Darren. That sounds like a great day there. And look at Brian rubbing it in because he's not too far from us. 60 degrees. Mountain Dew worked on the auto press. How's that going? You got it delivered on Friday, right? Or delivered or picked up? Do you have it all assembled, or is that what you're doing today, Brian? What do you got rolling with that? The laser engraved tumblers, embroidery, quotes, designs. That sounds like a great day all the way around. Something else that we're not ready to talk about that yet. We're not ready to talk about that yet, so we'll hold that one off. This time of this year for us is when we start pushing on graduation stuff. So I asked you guys, have you started working on your graduation stuff? If you're offering it, if you're not offering it, why aren't you offering it? If you are offering it, are you doing bundles or how are you putting it together? So for us, yard signs, banners, you know, bundles where it's like, here's a shirt, here's a sign, here's this, putting those packages together so they can get it in here. Here's a 6 shirt order where, a proud parent, whatever, of 2023 graduate, and things like that. So we're trying to bundle some things up, and of course we'll show those off in the group. So if you haven't had a chance to, make sure to get into our group and check that out. Oh, excuse me. So we've got a few different things in the works for that, and then right into what other bundles can we create. We've got our business bundles, which is shirt bundles for businesses getting started. But I wanted to create another bundle, and we went back and forth on this one. So I'm going to ask you your idea on this, and then you're going to let me know. So we know we're coming into springtime. There's still some places snow on the ground, but as springtime comes, a lot of the outdoor businesses are starting back up, or they're getting back into it, or some are starting new. So we said, hey, why don't we create some kind of small business bundle package? Something that includes, let's say, like 5 T-shirts, a polo, a hat, yard signs, door magnets, business cards, flyers type of thing. And when you look at that, while it sounds great, when you figure in all the pricing, you got to be at like $500 to make that work. That's just think about it. You've got 5 regular shirts, a hat, a polo, 2 door magnets, 500 business cards, 500 flyers. I mean, there's a hefty chunk of change in there. And that's where are you gonna make great money off of it? No, but is it the opportunity to get inside there with a new business that you haven't worked with before? And then when you look at some of these other ones that are just starting, 500 is a lot to them. So do you create packages, different bundles on it? Well, here's business cards, a few t-shirts, and just t-shirts. Here's going from that and building out those bundles that way. So I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on something like that. How would you put it together? What would you do with it? But that's one of the things that we're working on, because hey, we want to help as many small businesses as we can, and if we can be a part of their success, then they're a part of our success, and everybody's successful along the way. Brian will be assembling today. Very nice, Brian. Are you making sure? Are you social media in that bad boy? Are you showing off everything that's coming in, putting it in, going on from there? What do you got going there? There we go. So like when he says, what if you do different bundle packages, one at 100, 300, 500,000? And that's what we're looking at is, build those smaller bundles, that smaller price point. So here's just something in and out the door, because it's going to turn into the other stuff where, somebody's doing lawn maintenance, right? Do you want yard signs to be able to put in there? Well, how many clients do you have? Are you going to be able to put them up? Do you want different things with it? So here's just a separate one on that. It could turn into, we got different employees. We want a bigger shirt order. So I do want to create those different size bundles, because, somebody, $100, maybe, that's all they have. They're scraping by just to get stuff out there. So if, we can do that, perfect. So you look at that, here, what can we throw in that? Is that, a 4-shirt deal? Is that a 3-shirt and a polo type deal? How do you go about building that? Is it just business cards and something? So definitely something from there. Yep. And that's what we're looking at, because when I just put the one together, I'm like, okay, when I came up with everything, it was retail on it. If we did everything individually, it was like $530 or something right around there. So I said, well, that's a $500 bundle. They're getting a discount for getting it in there. Easy enough to double up on that to create a larger one. A smaller one, that's when you look at the numbers. And that's why I've said for years, it is so important to know your numbers, because then you know what you can do with something. If you can sell something at this price, if you can bundle these packages together, here's my price point on it. What's your turnaround time on these? Where are you getting things done at? How are you going to print them? How are you going to make them? Are these single color, 2-color, embroidery, sublimation? Which ways are you going to do it? So for us, we always look at, what's that cost in doing it? How can you build that number? How? It's always the how. How much? Well, that's what your numbers tell you. You have to know your numbers. You have to know what it costs you to produce something. Because if you don't, what are you doing? You're just, that price sounds good. Yeah, we're going to use this price today. Can't do that. That's where you'll fall into that black hole of, I can never climb out of this, because why? I keep going deeper and deeper into it. Yeah, I've only got X amount of dollars in materials, so if I just sell it for a little bit more than that, I'll be fine. That's not the case. You get the labor side of all of it, right? If this is something that we're pushing to doing, we've got the time and effort to reach out to new businesses. We've got the marketing side of it, where if we're going to run ads and things, there's a cost to all of that. So if you're only making, a few dollars off this package, it's not really worth it unless you're using it as that, here, this is going to be my loss leader. I know I'm going to lose, a few dollars, whatever, off of each order, but I'm doing this with the anticipation that I will be able to pick up other things. There'll be the add-ons to it. There'll be that, once again, this weekend, I've seen quite a few people kind of get upset at the 100, what was it? The 100 Gildan Soft Styles for $399. And they're like, there's no way that, they can make any money off of it. Who wants that job? Yada, 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 and I look at it as like, they know their numbers. If you go back and you watch the podcast on it, they talked about, what their orders are in, what they're buying pieces in, and I listened to it, and I'm almost positive it was like 75,000 pieces that they're buying in at a time. it's $75,000, that could be, if that's the case, you're only at, you know, 30,000 pieces, still a lot, or 20,000 pieces, still a lot there. But when you're looking at, they know the numbers, they know that they're getting it in at this price, but a lot of those people aren't getting the, 100 for 399. They want something more. They want, maybe a few more colors, maybe another print location. They want other stuff in there. So when they look at that, that it's a way to bring people in. And, when you're running, what is it, two autos and two shifts, I mean, you got to keep those things running. So when you know your percentages on it, hey, that's just what it is. That's the way it works. You need to know, your numbers to make any of that. And that's why it's so tough when, somebody will post something, what would you charge for this? Are you asking because you need to know what you would charge for it? Are you asking as, here's my idea and I want to see what other ones are in the area, what are things at? Because, some areas can get more for stuff. Some areas, can sell stuff without even trying, while other areas it's harder to do. So that's where knowing your numbers is so important at getting that things in there. Yeah, they're also hitting that volume on 399. My thoughts might be our source. My thoughts might on our source. What? Help me with that. Maybe my thoughts on that. But 100%. It's the volume game. Let's say in all of that, it's 100 shirts. They can bang that out in what? Set up, tear down everything. They're doing that in less than, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. Because I don't know, how fast their autos can run, how long it takes them to set up, how long to do anything with that. But, if they can get it done in half an hour and there's $50 in profit in that, well, they're profiting $100 an hour. Now, if they're doing that, 16 hours a day, they're hitting their numbers and making $1,600 profit per day on one machine. If they do it times two, that's 3,200. So you see how that all works out. It's definitely something to know. Put it in there. Might be an outsource possibility. Sorry, and I was thinking that too. The big problem that I see with their model for people like us is, 100 for 399, and I think they were doing free shipping on it too. But they're 2 to 3 weeks out on that 199. Or that 399. So when you look at that, you're like, okay, well, that means if they're 2 to 3 weeks, I need to be 3 to 4 weeks out. So if you're making it, is it something that you can do? That, yep, this package is just this. Here's what it is. It's 3 to 4 weeks out. If they're at 399, I'm going to do it at 499, and I'm making $100 bill, not doing anything. What is it that you can do? But that 3 to 4 weeks out and stuff, we like to be no more than 2 weeks out on stuff, and sometimes it can go to 3 when it's specialty things or things we got to order in. We're waiting on that. Specialty items. And that's part of that whole learning process with your customer. You're walking them through it. Well, hey, this is the cost on this. Here's the cost on this. Here's supply. Here's that. We do a lot of that when we're building stores. When someone say, hey, we want this, this, and this. And I said, okay, let's see if we can source it. What are we looking at for minimums? Because, sometimes it's just not worth doing. So it's always good to double check that, to see where your things are, because you got to know your numbers on it. Thanks for all your help with numbers for that order. Even though it was no go. Hey, and here's the thing. Like, we all run into this, right? Where we need to know what our numbers are on stuff, and here's another great tip here. Keisha had an order that, I don't remember how many pieces it was off the top of my head, but it was a good order for it. Some people, before they get approval on things, will just start ordering stuff. Here, let me order the transfers, let me order the product, let me do all that, but they haven't got the money in hand for it. And then, this order canceled. Well, actually, I'm not 100% sure if they canceled or Keisha was just like, I'm done. Like, you're not telling me how to run my business, because that's the way I thought I read it, where it's like, this is what I'm sticking to. This is what needs to happen. And if it doesn't, then okay, see you later. So she saved herself probably more problems down the line by doing it. And that's what a lot of people need to do, is know when to say no. You don't need every customer. You don't need every job. I know it feels like it at times, but sometimes it's just not worth doing. Knowing your numbers, knowing how to price things, knowing how to sell things, but not doing anything before you have money in hand. Like, Keisha, we've sold stuff to her before. If I said, okay, cool, we've got this order, and I would have started printing her transfers before, invoice was paid, all of that, then where would I be, right? I'd just be sitting here on a couple 100 feet of transfers that I can't do anything with. That's why collect those payments, get those upfront in hand. Get approvals done, get everything in hand before you start doing it. Yeah, 200 shirts, 4 hits. That's what it was. And that's the thing. You need to know. You need to know what your numbers are on stuff, because otherwise, you can quickly go down into a spiral of losing money. And that goes, I know we've all been there, or we've all ordered stuff for people that, didn't pay, and then they didn't order, and then we're stuck with it. And then what do? Nothing. We tried to get ahead of the game, and we're behind the game. Hopefully, we all hope that it's stuff that we can use on future orders, future jobs. Otherwise, it's just a waste of space, waste of money, waste of inventory. So collect those payments, get those payments up front for it. And Barb said, I agree to get paid up front. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that, right? They just do it. There are a handful of companies that do high volume with us that, we've got to the point now where they'll place, multiple orders a day. They're always placing multiple orders a week, but they'll place multiple orders a day. And then at the end of the day, we'll just do a batch out for it and send out an invoice that way. Or if they say, hey, we've got this, this, and this, all right, cool, we'll just batch it all out together and send it and ship it and invoice it all as one order for it. When you build the relationships with companies, you're able to do that. Yep, this is going to be good. This is going to be, not so good. I mean, even for us, looking back, I looked at some things this morning. There were some things that, we did back in October for people where, they ordered stuff and they wanted rush jobs on it. And we're like, yep, we can do it. And we went ahead and sent them invoices for rush fees once we got the shipping, because, now what we were doing was, we couldn't necessarily get shipping on transfers until they were printed, so we knew it was there. So everybody was paying. Here was your stuff, and then we were invoicing out for the rush fees, for whether it was the production fee or for the shipping charges, because it was hard to guess what things were. Now we've got a better understanding of it. So some we might make some on, some we might lose some, but it all comes out in the wash. And we've got a couple $100 out there in rush fees that people just ghosted us on, because we were trying to help them out, and we got paid for the order. We just didn't get paid for the rush fees on it. So we broke even on a lot of those, but what can you do? You put them on the list to say, hey, you're not ordering. You got to pay this, and now here's what it is. But there's people that will do that and not think twice of it, because they're just like, yep, whatever, I already got my stuff, I'm not paying the invoice, and it sucks, but you just go along with it. They wanted to pay half now and half when I finished, wanted me to sign a service contract and change an already last minute order. Now, we do that quite a bit with people. Some of this, or they'll do half now, half at the end. Here's the deposit on the order, which pretty much covers all the materials for things, for the most part. And then we'll go ahead and collect the rest, upon completion. So that one, and we usually run into that with large, housing. And look, there we go. Okay, can we do this? We've worked with them for years now, so yeah, we can. We know you're good with this there. And worst case, we're not out anything but our time. All the materials are paid for, everything is paid for that way, and then we're good on that. So that doesn't bother me as much. When they want you to change up things or sign a service, why? We're making shirts. What do we need to sign contracts for? What do we need to do things like that? I get, on some aspects of it, we're here. This is our exclusive printer for this. We want to. But even then, the more I look at it, I was like, I don't know at what point I would need to sign anything for anybody else, because we print for people across the country, so you can't limit me to what I can do. But it's yeah. Anytime you just feel uneasy about something, just don't do it. It'll make your life way, way, way easier if you just don't do it. But like I said, we got a lot going on today. We've been going for a half hour strong here. Thank you guys for showing up. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're back tomorrow, Tuesday with Todd. We're going to do a little Chat GPT talk. So tune in for that and see how we can work together to help each other in our business. We will do a bundle drop eventually, so you can stick around for that and do all and we'll stick around for that. Maybe we'll just have to drop it, show what it is, and then throw the discount code out there for the day and move on from there. But you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.